Okay, so here's number 39 to look at. First thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to focus on the right side. So my left side's not going to change, but my right side will. As I was looking at this, first thing I noticed was that both these terms have cosine. So I am actually going to factor out a cosine x. Okay? So we'd have sine 1/2 x minus sine 5/2 x, okay, equals the left side. Okay, so now that we have that, we need to look at the sine of 1/2 x and what it means, and the sine of 5/2 x and what it means. So if I had x to the 1/2, that's the same thing as square root of x to the first power. Okay? If I had x to the 5/2, that's the same thing as the square root of x to the 5th. That bottom number of this exponential fraction is the root. So if it was like 1/3, it would be a cubed root. And the top is the exponent. So going back to this, we'd get cosine x square root sine x minus square root sine to the 5th x equals. Okay, sine to the 5th x means that I have sine x, sine x, sine x, sine x, and sine x. Okay, and with a square root, we're looking for pairs. So here's one set, two sets. Okay, so now we have cosine of square root of sine x, don't forget x, minus sine squared x square root sine x. Okay, again, that left side hasn't changed. I'm just not writing it out every time. Okay, right here, I'd probably feel pretty stuck, but I can now factor out a square root of sine. So I'm going to have cosine x square root sine x. And then if I factor out a sine right here, I'd be left with 1 minus, factor out the square root of sine, sine squared x. Okay, so this right here, we could use an identity. So we know cosine squared x plus sine squared x equals 1. So cosine squared x equals 1 minus sine squared x. So this right here is going to get replaced by cosine squared x. So I have cosine x square root sine x times cosine squared x. Okay, so then I could take this, and the order doesn't matter, and I could take my cosine x times cosine squared x, which is like x times x squared, so it becomes x cubed. So this is cosine x cubed square root sine x, which is what we wanted, cosine cubed x square root sine x. Okay, so hopefully that helps. Let me know if it doesn't. Okay.